Hey, Mike with Mike Drop Math. I like to talk about the financials, specifically around a book business, but other reselling businesses too. And I really wanted to talk about forecasting your income. I get the feeling a lot of booksellers, like they go out and they source and they're hoping to get lucky. And they're hoping that they find some high profit books. And then pretty much their income is just a big question mark. It's hoping to get lucky, hoping that you make money. And you can imagine I take the opposite approach to that. I want my business to be very predictable, and I want it to be, I want to know what my income is for 2020 right now. And I feel like I have a pretty good handle on that, and I want to show you exactly what I do to help you forecast your income and control your destiny too. So I showed in my previous videos, specifically if you look at my videos, Stop Sourcing Cheap Books for Amazon FBA, I went line for line into my profit and loss statement, and I showed the margin of a $25 average sale price compared to a $15. And those are my numbers, but I would argue that they're going to be similar for most cherry pickers with a $1 to $2 buy cost. The $25 model, just to jump through it, would produce 37% to the bottom line. That's the most important number on a profit and loss statement, 37%. So once I know that number, now the question is, how many books can I buy? How big can I get so that I can maximize my income? And I like to use a tool. Caleb Roth put this together. It's a very simple spreadsheet. I'll put a link for it in the description. It's free. I'm sure he would appreciate it if you would donate a few bucks when you download it. But I use this tool all the time. I like to review this tool anytime I'm struggling or I'm lacking confidence for some reason, or I just want to review my numbers and make sure I'm on track. I review this all the time. And it's predicated on knowing more of my numbers. I know what my accept rate is. And my accept rate is very predictable, and it becomes predictable for most people the more you scan. If you're scanning 100,000 units in a month or something, then your accept rate is what it is. It doesn't change very much. Now, the accept rate is an arbitrary number. It also depends a lot on your skill set. If you're identifying profit with your eyes before you scan, basically you're cherry picking what you cherry pick, then your accept rate is going to be much higher. If you're scanning only nonfiction and you know what to look for, you're staying out of fiction for the most part, unless you're in some of those profitable niche areas of fiction. But it's different for everybody because everybody has a different skill set. But anyways, looking at this spreadsheet, let's pretend that Bob is a brand new bookseller. He has 0 books in inventory. Let's say Bob is part-time. He only sources book 12 days per month, so he's very part-time. And let's say he scans 3,500 books per day. So 3,500 books in 12 days is 42,000 scans. Let's say his accept rate is 0.5%. So 0.5% of 42,000 scans. I mean, he's going to buy 210 books per month. Now, this is a weekly calculator, so we're going to divide that by 4. It's roughly 53 books per week that he's going to list. Average buy cost, mine is about $1.78. We'll call his $1.50. Some people are lower, some are higher. Inbound shipping, mine is roughly 35 cents per book. We'll leave that alone. Turn rate, mine is somewhere around 4.5% per week. Average sale price, I always promote the higher sale prices. If you want to maximize profit and cash flow, it's very important to have a high average sale price. Lots of businesses have break-even cash flow, even though they're profitable, maybe even highly profitable on paper. They don't produce any cash, and then they have problems when bills come up, maybe like their taxes or something. But anyways, this produces 2 columns. The orange is gross sales, the gray is cash flow. A lot of people insinuate or act like cash flow, the gray column, is profit. It's not profit, it's just cash flow. The spreadsheet doesn't know what your gas and subscriptions and hotels and some of your other expenses are. So it's just cash flow. You can't necessarily eat and pay your bills off of this. So I don't even look at the cash flow column, to be honest with you, since I know my numbers, I know my profit margin. 43,350. Now, what I like to do in 2018, I bought some crap. I bought some books that were not the best books, probably trying to chase books instead of chasing profit or whatever I was doing. My average sale price wasn't high enough, but probably about 30% of what I sourced never sold. And some of it got returned. It was customer damage, disposed of. There's a lot of stuff that happens. But you can, especially for a rookie, you can expect 30% of your inventory to never sell. As you improve, you'll improve as you become a veteran, and it's less now. I would say I'm more like 20% now. So I'm going to take that 43,350 and shave 20% off of it, of items that will never sell. That shaves off like $8,700. So 43,350 minus 8,700. That leaves 34,650 roughly. So now I'm going to take my margin, my true profit, the money that I can eat off and pay my bills and do whatever I want to do with. My profit on that at 37% is roughly $13,000. So $13,000 is what Bob is going to net his very first year. Realize it goes up dramatically from year 1 to year 2. That's because you're nowhere near equilibrium. Equilibrium is the point at which you're buying and selling the same number of books. It's kind of like the holy grail, the mecca of reselling. Your financials are all at peak. So that's why there is such a big jump from year 1 to year 2. Year 2, he's actually selling that 210 books per month. And then he's already reached equilibrium, which is the reason why it levels off. It doesn't really go up to year 3. One thing I want to mention is you also need to track your hourly income. So if Bob, I don't know, between driving through traffic and scanning his 3,500 books per day, 13,000, so it's like roughly $1,000 profit per month. 12 days per month, his hourly income, if it takes him 8 or 10 hours, you can do the math, but it's very easy to get down to like a $12, $13, $14 per hour income. And for most of us, we want better than that. So it's very important to know your average hourly income. He may also have access to scan 42,000 books in book sales just on weekends, and he might be able to scan that many books in 2 days, and he might have a very high hourly income. So it's very important to know that as well. At this stage, I personally chase. I know what my model is, and I know how to achieve my results, but I chase an hourly income more than I do books at this point. But that's another video for another day. So anyways, I hope this was helpful for somebody. If you download this and start playing with the numbers, punch in your own numbers. Are you full-time, part-time? How many books can you scan per month? My job is to scan books. That's what I do for a living right now. This may be, I may be building a runway to something bigger and better, and that's true for a lot of us. But for right now, like, my job tomorrow is to go scan and make sure I scan my quota, whatever my goal is, whatever I'm required to do to hit my income. And it should be that way for everybody. Your income is not an accident. You're in control. You decide what your income is. All you have to do is punch in your numbers, decide your income, and work the numbers backwards. But I think I can make more videos on that. That's probably sufficient for this one. So hopefully somebody got something out of that. I appreciate your time.